Warning, this podcast brought to you by a sports team fanboy living here in Miami. We'd like to remind you that during this podcast you may hear swearing, yelling, ranting, a whole bunch of other stuff your ears may not be prepared for. Your discretion is advised. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rocks. Jingle bell, I don't know the rest of the song. Funny how you hear a song 1,000 times and you still don't know the lyrics to it, even though you have heard it 1,000 times or more. Merry Christmas to everyone out there listening. Welcome to another edition and episode of the Miami Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Stephen Wolf, and happy holidays for those who don't celebrate Christmas. Sorry for being a little rude there. Today on the docket, we'll be discussing the Miami Dolphins, their game that they had yesterday with Kansas City. And even though they're out of the playoffs, they can at least take someone down with them. We also be discussing the Florida Panthers and the Miami Heat and how their week went. So let's get started. With the Miami Dolphins, this past Sunday, they faced the Kansas City Chiefs. Even though a slightly better performance by Cutler, unfortunately the Miami defense couldn't handle Kansas City energetic offense, which unfortunately they got their butts whooped, 29-13. Despite all that, I still like to believe, even though so far their season has been going downhill, that shows a little optimism in what they can do improve next year. I'll talk about that during my end of the year report with the Dolphins. Their next game is their final one against the Bills. If I'm correct, the Bills need to win this weekend, and along with having some help outside the division, in order to clinch a playoff berth, which I'm hoping the Dolphins can beat them and make their 17, 18 year playout drought still continue. At least that will be awesome. At least that'll be the highlight of my life if we continue to spread misery to the Bills. If we can't get in the playoffs, neither are you. For my next docket, I'll be talking about the Florida Panthers. The weekdays of December 18th and to the 24th, the Panthers have been so far doing better, having their first 3-game winning streak, facing teams like Arizona, Minnesota, and Ottawa. Both the Arizona and Minnesota game have been comeback wins, while the Ottawa, it was a 1-0 game. I like 1-0 games. I don't know why, but this is that tense, the pressure, the feeling of nerves, oh snap, are the defense be let down and let them score a goal, or 1-0 games is freaking amazing to me. It's that one little goal that can ruin it all. Reimer has been so far doing well for himself. He's so far making the stops, not letting him several dozen goals. Half a dozen actually. And the defense have improved very greatly this week. Huberdom has been doing awesome. He was a +2 rating this week, while last week it was a -4. Again, the defense have been improving for Florida this lately. So far in the beginning, we saw so many goals scored, but so many goals allowed. So far, they have clinched that, tightened up, and so far they have improved. I'm very happy about that. Along with a 3-game winning streak, finally. They didn't get theirs until, January? With their first 3-game winning streak, it's been awesome. And right now they should improve that streak overall to 4 games, 5 games, 6 games, in order at least to catch up in the standings in the playoff race. It is early. I just want them to at least have that comfort cushion and not be behind that much. Go Cats. They won't play until Thursday against Philadelphia, and then they'll face Montreal, and that's it for your week of the 25th to the 31st. Hopefully he can get some couple more wins and improve the record overall. My final docket for today is Miami Heat, who went 2 for 2 this past week. A loss, a win, and then a loss. They faced the Atlanta Hawks, Boston, Dallas, and New Orleans. It's funny, it's like the good teams they win, but the bad teams they lose to. Not a very good week for the week, and they have failed to get a 3-game winning streak. It's funny because Miami Heat winning like 2 games at a time feels like Florida Panthers do this like yearly, often. It's oof. Hopefully they can start getting more wins as the week goes on. But lucky for them, they are still a 500 team, and according to their schedule, they should easily face. They will face the Magic twice and Brooklyn once. So I suspect they should at least get some wins over the current week. And that's it for today, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Stephen Wolf. Like this podcast, click that subscribe button, leave a comment. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. See you next time.
The most famous reindeer of all, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, you would even say it glowed.